Back from the dead, it's the multi-effect unit that nightmares are made of, the DIgitech RP200. Is it as bad as you remember? Let's find out on Fearless Gear Reviews. Okay, now before we get started, the first thing we need to do is to acknowledge all the whiners and crybabies out there.
Wait, you're reviewing a bad piece of gear! We know it sounds bad, but why are you doing this video?
Well, that's because there are thousands of other videos out there where people tell you to buy new stuff. That sounds awesome. Hey, buy this! No, buy this. This is the greatest thing I've ever got paid to say I like. So excuse me for offering a fresh perspective on things. I thought it might actually be fun to take a serious listen to this serious piece of shit. So if you hate having fun, please hit stop on this video right now and put your time into something you'll appreciate more. Like huffing your own farts! Okay, so the RP200 was a plague released upon the world in the early 2000s. It's like somebody at Harman said, hey, this Line 6 thing's kind of selling a lot. Maybe we should make a cheaper one. Dude, it's not gonna sound good for that price. Hey, who cares if it makes money? So thousands upon thousands of kids bought into the marketing on this thing, which basically sold the idea of big dreams for a very affordable price. User reviews from the early 2000s have it going for somewhere around 150 bucks. Word to the wise, if someone is selling you a complete hardware solution for $150 that claims to do everything, you might want to think twice about paying for it. Here's a line from the manual. Congratulations on your purchase of the RP200. You now have the flexibility and power to produce sonic creations never before thought possible. Well, I think crafting a quality tone is more than possible, just not with this giant pile of elephant crap. So at first look, it's a dead simple interface. 3 knobs, 2 buttons, and a pair of foot switches and a rocker pedal. Use the select button to switch between effects and the knobs to dial them in. Save the preset with the button on the right. And use the 2 foot switches to navigate presets and the rocker pedal for volume or wah. Pretty simple stuff. As it should be. This thing was aimed directly at the beginner's market, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Some of the effects are kind of fun, and the wah isn't half bad either. The trouble started when kids would believe the marketing hype and think that the DIgitech Deuce emulator had any kind of place in a recording studio. And since I recorded indie bands in the early 2000s, more than a few of these came into my studio. Guitar players with horrible taste would eat up hour upon hour of studio time trying to squeeze a usable sound out of this fucking turd. All the while ignoring the perfectly capable tube amps sitting right next to them. Gee, it's a good thing guitar players never let their egos get in the way of making a good quality record. Now, to help me demonstrate the sonic fury that is the RP200, I've brought in Christian Vey to play a few parts. We recorded the unit in the same manner any kid in the early 2000s would have, directly into the computer. Here's a few presets along with a custom patch that show that no, it's not just the presets. But of course, the real test is how well does it hold up in a mix? Here we go! Don't say you weren't warned. So while the actual effects can be kind of fun, my biggest complaint is to do with the amp and cabinet models, if you can call them that. They're fucking terrible. Fortunately, these days you can buy any number of plugins for under $200 that will blow the fucking doors off of this thing. But it's not just the bad sound quality that makes it so terrible. There are numerous quality issues as well. The Footswitches had a bad habit of breaking after a year. This one in particular seems to lock up and you can't change patches until you pull the power and restart it. One user even commented that the screws on his came pre-stripped. So when I look at this, I can't help but think, wow, I am so glad we're past this. Fortunately, it's been discontinued and you can find plenty of used ones on eBay for about $35. My suggestion is save your $35. And now it's time for the action round of this video. Does the RP200 have any redeeming qualities at all? Actually, while playing this, I did manage to find a use for it as a bass distortion unit. No, I'm not kidding. It actually sounds pretty wild if you turn off the cabinet simulations and just record it raw. I could actually use this somewhere on a record for a bass lead or as a very special effect. It's kind of cool, but please, just don't ever plug a guitar into it. The world has suffered enough.